Hello, divas, diamond styles, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Femininity with Mama Gail. Today, let me answer another email. I have gotten this question plenty of times and just chose not to answer it because I thought the video that I made on being his sweet spot was clear that I would not have to answer this question. I won't mention any names, but I will say this. If you have to ask, are you his sweet spot? When will you know that you are his sweet spot? You are not his sweet spot, because when you are a person's sweet spot, you don't have to ask. You don't have to ask because, first of all, he trusts you. And in him trusting you, that is everything right there in the trust. A man does not trust anybody as far as he can throw them. And when he does, you know he'll tell you things that he will not tell anybody else. He will reach out to you when he needs conversation, when he needs a listening ear, when he values your advice, when he just needs to chit chat to run something by you. He trusts you. He values you. You are his sweet spot. He knows that you are not going to judge him. He knows that if you tell him something, it's going to be from the heart, from the soft spot, from the sweet place. If you are his sweet spot, he's going to invest in you. He's going to make sure that this relationship is on point, intact, well put together, whether it's a late relationship, or whether you've broken up, you don't have the sexual component anymore, but he still needs to reach out and touch and connect with you. He values and trusts you. You're his sweet spot. You are the spot, the place where he trusts, where when war of the world is going on in his life, you are a safe space. When he's rough and hard and tough and all of that and he needs a pillow, you are a sweet spot that he comes to, that he can rest his head. Being a sweet spot is not just all about the sex. Being in a relationship with somebody, sex is a component of the relationship. When you're his sweet spot, he can be with old girl, but he don't talk to old girl. He don't tell old girl nothing. Something happened with you guys when you broke up, you decided to switch part ways and things of that nature, but he still keeps in contact with you. You're his sweet spot. And it's not just conversation. When he's hurting, when he's broken, he doesn't have to say a word. He can come and lay his head on your shoulder and know that everything is going to be all right just by your touch, because you are his sweet spot. When you are his sweet spot, you know you're his sweet spot. When I say that he's going to cover you and protect you and defend you, no matter who, the new chick, oh, why you always around her? Why you always gotta call her? How you still talking to your ex? Things of that nature. If he needs you in his life, whether you're together or not, if he have deep conversations with you, if you understand him on the level of what it is that he wants to do, you believe in him, He tells you he wants to do some fantastic stuff like own an island. You know he don't have $25 in the bank. But you know how smart he is. You know how business savvy he is. You know how brilliant, how much intellect he has. You believe in him. You believe in his dream. Other women will say, you ain't got $25 in the bank. How you gonna own an island? But because you're able to see the dream, believe in the dream, encourage his dream, you're his sweet spot. No matter how fantastic it may and how far-fetched it may be or seem. That doesn't mean it's impossible. Because you believe in him, after he has trusted you with something that he can't tell the average person, without them judging him or downplaying his dream. And not only if he's broken, if he's wounded, if the cares of the world has taken hold on him and his mind is spinning out of place and he don't know what to do or where to go, and he comes to you, doesn't have to say anything, but you can look at him and tell that something is wrong without saying a word. You are his sweet spot. His sweet spot is where he's going to run regardless to what. If you break up, he's going to make sure that you guys are in a good place where he can keep in communication, conversation, and talk with you. Because mature people do break up decently and are able to still keep in contact and in conversation. If he's not ready for what you are ready for and you are his sweet spot, let him go. And he will return to you. And the reason why he will return to you, because you are a rare breed. You are hard to find. He is not going to be able to trust everybody or too many other people with what it is that he shares with you. When you are his sweet spot, he's going to come back to his sweet spot sooner or later. Now, I'm not saying let him go run around and have a million kids and get married and come back and get married and come back and things that. No, I'm not saying that. You being the feminine woman that you are, you know how to cut the line and draw it. But my point is, when you are his sweet spot, there is no question about when will I know when I'm his sweet spot. How will I know when I'm his sweet spot? When you're his sweet spot, you know you're his sweet spot. And the next point I want to make, when you are sweet, you are open to receive, you are listening, you have a listening ear, you're flowing in feminine energy, feminine aura, love, beauty, radiance, ooze is out of you. You are sweetness, softness. You can't help but be someone's sweet spot when you know that you are sweet from within. Being sweet from within causes a man, your partner, to open up and want to talk to you. You are attractive, not just in beauty, but you attract people to trust you, to see you, and say there's something about her that is just so beautiful. Not physical beauty only, but spiritual, an illuminating beauty, an inner beauty that radiates out of her. I feel comfortable and calm around her. I feel like I can tell her anything. Sweet spot, sweetness. What is in you will ooze out of you. When you're a sweet spot for a gentleman, when you're a sweet spot, period, you know that you're a sweet spot. When you're his sweet spot, you know that you're his sweet spot. He's going to protect you at all costs. He's going to protect his investment. He's going to protect what he trusts. And when I say his investment, I mean because he has invested and told you things that he has never told or will never tell, or, have told very few people. He have talked to you about things. You have seen him cry. You have seen him in pain. You have gone through. You have allowed him to see you vulnerable, to see you real. The being his sweet spot is not just you receiving information and things of that nature, but it comes from within you. For you having the wisdom to be able to keep your mouth shut and not give your judgmental opinions. When he asks you for advice, you give it. Because usually when a man is talking to you about something, he's not looking for advice. He just wants to conversate. He wants to get out of him what it is that he needs to process. And in speaking it out, he can process it and fix it. He's not looking for you to fix it. If he asks you for his advice, then you give it. You are open to receive. You receive him with open arms, physically or just emotionally. It's not always about the sex. In a relationship, sex is a component, but being a person's sweet spot, being his sweet spot, a man's best friend, a female friend, can be his sweet spot. And the reason why he won't let her go, no matter who he's in a relationship with, even though they are not having sex, is because he trusts her. Because he has time with her. He's invested. He knows that this young lady is not going to do anything to break what he has told her, shared with her. She's soft. She's sweet. She's a lady. But they're just not physically active. You get the gist of what I'm saying? When you're his sweet spot, you know you're his sweet spot. There is no question. There is no doubt. He takes care of his sweet spot. He's going to make sure that you are good, that you want for nothing, that you lack nothing, because you are his sweet spot. Same way you're there for him when he needs you, he's going to be there for you at all costs. He's going to be there for you at all costs. So how will you know when you're his sweet spot? You don't have to ask. You'll know. This is Femininity with Mama Gail. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a blessed and prosperous day, divas, diamond styles, ladies and gentlemen.